Welcome, everyone. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you on behalf of Katie's family for being here today to celebrate and love each other. I'm sure she's happy watching all of you be here today. At this time, if you could turn off your cell phone or pager or anything that could disrupt our services, that would be fantastic. Pastor Deb will be leading our services today, so thank you all very, very much for coming.
Good afternoon, and thank you for all coming. We're here to celebrate Katie's life, and so I know it means a lot to the family that you're all here. So let us join together. Friends, we've gathered together this day to give thanks for the life of Katie Konsella. Katie was born in Traverse City, Michigan on November 27th, 1966, to Carl and Doris Martin. She was a daughter, a sister, a wife, a mother, a grandmother, and a friend. Hear these words of the poet. Look for me. When you see the red bird near, know I am near. Just saying, I'm here. When the horses run at dawn's first light, feel my love soft and bright. In spring's bloom and summer's breeze, in autumn leaves and snowy trees, I am with you season to season, loving you still beyond all reason. To my children, I'm near each day, guiding you softly along your way. Look for me where love will be, forever watching, wild and free. Let us listen to a piece from Fleetwood Mac.
Took my love, took it down. I climbed a mountain and I turned around, and I saw my reflection in snow-covered hills till the landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tides? Can I handle the seasons of my life? Time makes you bolder, even children get older, and I'm getting older too. See my reflection in the snow-covered hills, where the landslide will bring it down. Oh, the landslide will bring it down.
I'd like to invite Pico to come forward and share some thoughts. There he is.
Hello. Thanks for being here. She would be overwhelmed with emotion that you all attended. Sincerely. Regarding Fleetwood Mac, Christine McVie was always her favorite. So I will tell you a few things about her maybe you did not know. Here I go. So we're here to celebrate the extraordinary life of, I call her Katherine. That's from day one when we first met. I asked her if I could call her that, and she said, please do. So that's what I referred to her as since the day we first got together, which is about 11 years. So anyway, that's how I'll refer to her. Anyway, we're here to celebrate the extraordinary life of Katherine Renee Konsella, a woman who brought so much beauty, energy, and love into this world. And to me, she was the rhythm to my heart, fire in my soul, and center of my world. So much more than just a partner. She lived boldly and loved deeply. Her heart was tuned to music, not just the kind you hear, but the kind you feel. She loved a marching band. She was the first chair clarinet. Just so you're aware, a little bit about her. Where she didn't just choreograph, because she did do that. She coordinated marching bands, and they all stepped in line with what she said to do. And they played fun songs for high schoolers. It wasn't just your run-of-the-mill music teacher choices, we'll put it that way. So, she created memories for those folks and all those involved. And the choices of songs, like I said, were definitely unique. In short, her love for music moved people, literally, figuratively, and emotionally. Whether she was conducting, teaching, or just hanging out and singing and playing her guitar, she carried melody in the core of her bones. When she put on some music, whether it was Elton John, which she was for Halloween when she was 5, that's her. Fleetwood Mac, as we just heard, Led Zeppelin, or the Beatles, you could see the sparkle in her eyes. And we would often go back and forth about who knows more about the Beatles. That was the thing between us. She also had a wild and joyful spirit, one that couldn't be fenced in. For those of you that know her, you're aware of this. She loved the freedom of the outdoors, whether it was tearing down a ski slope as a member of the Traverse City Central girls ski team, or shredding through a dirt bike course, as she was also a sponsored dirt bike rider. Okay. Interesting. Or simply riding horseback through the open land. Animals gravitated towards her, especially horses, dogs, and her squirrels. Yes, squirrels. Most people would shoo squirrels away, but not her. She even had names for them. Swishy, because he had this mangy tail. Gray, who was the mama, I think. And Steroid was this black one that had muscles. Had muscles. Seriously, this thing was scary looking. They still come around. So, in short, she was a lover of all living things. That's just who she was. Katherine loved fiercely, especially her children and grandchildren. She spoke of them with so much pride and joy. Her love for her family was unwavering. Her care was boundless, and her wisdom came not from books, but how deeply she paid attention to the life and people in her life. She had a laugh that lifted the room, a strength that never asked to be noticed, but could be felt in everything she did. She had a way of seeing the beauty in things that most of us overlook, from the way the snow sparkled to the way a horse breathed and subtly nickered beside her. She loved me, and I was lucky, no, blessed, to be the one she shared her heart with. She gave her trust, her loyalty, and her music to me. She made my world richer, louder, and warmer. Katherine, your life was a symphony of movement, love, passion, and light. And though the song has ended, your melody lingers on in every life you touched. I will miss you every single day. But I promise to carry your fire, your laughter, and your music with me for as long as I live. And when the music plays no more, our love remains in endless score. Thank you.
Thank you. When I met with Stephen, Cassandra, and Chris to plan the service of celebration for their mom, Katie, I had one big question on my mind. Who was Katie Konsella? What I learned was that she was a beautiful woman with a beautiful voice. She was funny, creative, blunt, and nurturing. She was protective, hard-headed, striving to always be right, even when it was clear she was wrong. She loved to laugh, especially at, farts, and found great fun in watching South Park and Saturday Night Live. In one word, Katie was complicated, complex, and Irish through and through. Born in Traverse City to a strong blended family, Katie had a good childhood. She and her father were especially close. She loved horses, and at one time had a pony and obviously many more horses. She loved these horses, and from a very early age, it was clear that she was in love with animals. Katie was an artist at heart. She loved to draw and paint. She loved watching Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny, and the sorts. The Peanuts gang were one of her favorites to watch, and Snoopy soon stole her heart. Often Katie's dad took her to local horse races, where she eventually had a job cleaning the stalls. She'd watch the races on TV and repeatedly view the movie Seabiscuit. The family also had an old red dirt bike that her dad taught her to ride. Katie and her dad were such buddies that he kept her room the same after she left the house. Katie graduated from Traverse City High School and attended Michigan State University for a bit, which allowed her to gain a job at the MSU Extension Center. She would travel to different places teaching nutrition. During high school, Katie met her future husband, Steve. It was at a bar where his band was playing. Not sure how she got there in high school, but she was there. Steve drove a big red Firebird and sported a mullet when mullets weren't popular. The two struck up a romance and were married in 1986. The two eventually settled in Big Rapids, and their family began to grow. The family would go to the beach regularly. Katie loved building her tan. Weekends were set aside for wonderful family dinners of steaks, pork chops, shrimp, and crab legs. Katie and her husband Steve always had a beautiful garden from which Katie would make all kinds of salads and vegetable dishes. Being a bit salty in her own right, she often applied extra amounts of salt in her dishes. Thanksgiving, a big time for the family to be together, there was turkey and fruit salad and the likes. One of Katie's favorite things was finding the wishbone in that turkey. Music ran through Katie's blood. She loved music. She was music. She and Steve each played instruments, and their living room was filled with all kinds of musical equipment. When Katie was younger, she would sing with the local band, bringing her beautiful voice to light. Often the family would have friends over, and they would bring their instruments and they would play together. Soon the children would join in perfecting their own musical skills. The porch on their house was a local gathering place. People would stop by for a chat and would find a beverage offered and music playing. There was always music playing in the house. If you couldn't find the family on the front porch, you would find them in the backyard, around a bonfire often started from one of the stacks of magazines Katie had around the house. Life was challenging for Katie. She wrestled. She wrestled with anxiety and alcohol. And when she lost her daughter Brittany at 6 weeks, she was changed permanently. Losing a child tears at a mother's heart and is hard to reconcile. But through it all, Katie continued to write songs, 2 of which were played on the local radio station. When Steve and Chris started performing in bands, Katie would occasionally go to see them. The family house was filled with milk crates of LPs and later cassettes and later CDs. You see, music was Katie's lifeblood. Katie had her own little quirks. She was really into tanning, and she always had a boombox next to her. She always had bags of lotion that she carried with her everywhere that were in a village market bag. She never thought she was older. In fact, she was permanently 37. As time passed, Katie entertained herself with horse racing on the TV. She was a great fan of daytime soap operas, The Bold and the Beautiful, Guiding Light, The Young and the Restless. Having played tennis in her younger years, Katie loved watching tennis on TV, finding Andre Agassi to be quite attractive. Katie's love for music took her to see tons and tons of concerts. She imparted her love for rock and roll and so many other genres to her children, and they in turn have passed it on to their children. All the music picked for today are just a tiny sampling of some of her favorite artists. She loved the Beatles, Fleetwood Mac, Stevie Nicks, The Doors, and Elton John. As the music world changed, Katie's variety in music expanded. The last few years were the most challenging for Katie and the family. Her health continued to decline. As her young life came to a close, she was finally able to find peace and rest. Being spiritual, believing in God, and believing in a world that is beyond this world, Katie is now at home in that heavenly place with God. She is at peace, and her body and mind have been made whole. She has been reunited with all those she has loved who have gone before her. She is in the presence of God's unconditional love and grace. All is well with her soul. My prayer for those of you left to continue on your earthly journey is this: may the God I know and love surround you with divine love and peace and fill you with strength for your life ahead. Amen. And now let us listen to Walk by the Foo Fighters.
Your signal in the distance, to whom it may concern. I think I lost my way, getting good at starting over every time that I return. Learning to walk again, I believe I've waited long enough. Where do I begin? Learning to talk again. Can't you see I've waited long enough? Where do I begin?
I'd like to read for you a letter from Chris to his mom. To my beloved mother, it breaks my heart to know you are now gone, but it also makes me happy to know you are no longer in pain or suffering. From the first moment I can remember of your unconditional love, you always gave me, from the clipping of my toes to talking to me at my ball games, or coming to my school just to have lunch with me. You never stopped loving me, and for that I will be forever grateful. I will never forget your laugh, your smile, your sense of humor, and of course, your beautiful voice when you sang. Thank you for giving me such a wonderful life and a love for others, love for music and animals. I feel you're the reason I wear my heart on my sleeve, and also thank you for making the best out of everything when we all know we had nothing. I hope you're with Dad in heaven making music and new memories, and I know you both will be watching over all of us. I love you with all my heart, and I'll always be your baby boy. Thank you, Chris. Won't you join with me in a time of gratitude? In this quiet moment, we pause to acknowledge the gift that surrounds us, the breath in our lungs, the warmth of connection, the beauty in every day. We give thanks for the strength that carries us, for the lessons we've learned, for kindness shown and received. We are grateful for the moments of joy that surprise us, and even for the challenges that shape us. We are grateful for the people who walk beside us. Today we are especially grateful for Katie, for the many ways she left her mark on our hearts. She brought spice and spirit, love and care, and her memory will continue to live within each of us. As we continue our earthly journey, may we never lose sight of the small wonders that greet us each day. May we live with open hearts and compassion, intention, and gratitude. Amen. Now I'd like to invite Nick to come.
Well, I want to thank everybody for showing up. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys for being here. I'm sure she'd be happy to see you all here. I'm here to celebrate life, celebrate her peace. She was definitely the one I went to when I was a kid. Or when Dad said no, I went to Mom. Mom always said yes. Whenever Cassie was being mean, Cassie being mean, Cassie got in trouble. Steven was the baby, the perfect angel, and then here comes Boogie. There goes my shine. So, I had a falling out. We all had our troubles with our parents throughout our life. I remember one specific moment when she loved music so much, she took every word literal. We got the new Limp Bizkit CD, and it was My Way or the Highway, and I just bought it, and I put it in the CD player, and it's going, and I crank it up a little bit, and it's My Way or the Highway, and she comes blasting in her room, hits eject, snaps that thing in half, says it's My Way or the Highway. Okay, well, it's just a song, Mom, but... through all the trials and errors we had throughout life, I was just happy that I got to make my peace with her and we became friends again. We got to, introduce her children and stuff. She was a mother to 4 beautiful kids, 5, rest in peace, Brittany. I'm just happy she's at peace. I hope you guys are all too. She loved everybody. That's one thing for sure. She spoke to everybody with love and peace and just thought everything was going to be perfect at all times, no matter how bad the situation was. She always looked at the bright side of it, and I'm just happy that her and Dad are back together and they get to rock on and jam and stuff. And just hope they look down at us and they're proud of us. I'm proud of my family, my brothers and sisters, and just really thankful of all the people that showed up today and showed your support. So thank you for everything, guys. I love you, Mom.
Thank you, Nick. So hear these words of commendation. As we bring this time of remembrance to a close, we honor and release Katie, not from our hearts, but from the world we shared. We commend her to the care of our memories, where her spirit, her laughter, and her love will live on. Though we say goodbye today, Katie remains with us in every story, every smile, and every moment touched by her life. Go gently, Katie. You are deeply loved and will never be forgotten. Amen. And let us close with a piece from the Beatles, Let It Be.
I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. For though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Yeah, there will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, yeah, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine until tomorrow, let it be. I wake up to the sound of music. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Yeah, let it be, let it be, let it be, yeah, let it be. For there will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, yeah, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be.
So, my friends, go from this place in peace. Take love. Be love. Be kind. Enjoy your life. Live it to the fullest. May the peace of Christ be with you now and always. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Deb. This will conclude our services here at the funeral home. At this time, we are going to go in procession to the Grand Traverse Memorial Gardens. So you will go out to your vehicles and turn on your bright lights and your flashers, and we'll take her on one last parade up to the cemetery. Thank you all very, very much for coming, and don't forget to turn on your cell phones so your people can find you.
So your people can find you.